How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to Lead Therapy, and thank you so very much for taking time for tuning into the video. Real quick, if you haven't subscribed to my second channel, Boomer Tactical, I'll leave a link in the description below so you can take a look at it, and if you like what you see, please subscribe. Also, this channel just recently went over 33,000 subscribers, and I mentioned in my past video that I would like to try to get to 40,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And a lot of channels, including mine, that more than 75% of people that watch the videos are not subscribed to the channels. So if you like my channel or any other people's channels that you're watching videos on and you're not subscribed, it helps them out tremendously if you subscribe. And of course, liking and sharing the videos helps as well. Probably 5 or 6 months ago, I made a couple of videos about former ATF agent Dan O'Kelly, and I'll put a picture up on the screen so you can see who I'm talking about. Also, in a previous video about the ATF coming after Rare Breed triggers, I mentioned that Dan O'Kelly was one of 5 independent experts that concluded the Rare Breed FRT 15 trigger is not a machine gun. And now I'm going to give you some of the information that Dan Kelly put in his rebuttal to the ATF claiming that the Rare Breed FRT 15 trigger is a machine gun, and he totally rips their case to shreds. This document is 19 pages long, but there's some very telling information that shows how the ATF lies and omits words to try to make their case about Rare Breed. And I'm going to put up on the screen the rebuttal so you can read along with me. I don't want to make these videos too long. I think I'll spread them out in a couple of videos so I can get the information out to you guys. This is the rebuttal statement of Daniel G. O'Kelly in the ATF's report of technical examination to Special Agent Michael T. Nuttall. I first noticed that they cite 28 CFR 0.130, adding that the Attorney General provides ATF with the authority to investigate, administer, and enforce the laws related to firearms. And pursuant to that, the Firearms and Ammunition Technical Division, also known as FAT-D, provides expert technical support on firearms and ammunition to federal, state, and local law enforcement. However, shortly thereafter, FAT-D determines that the item at issue is a machine gun, rather than merely offering their expert opinion as such. I find it disturbing that they offer their opinion as a determination, because this determination is outside the scope of their authority. Any such determination is only within the authority of a court. Also, if FAT-D is going to offer expert technical support, then that support should be in the form of expert technical opinions and should be based on facts and their ability to clearly interpret the elements called for in a definition within the U.S. Code. However, they go on throughout the remainder of the report, making determinations as though they are fact, while using vague and unclear terminology, often evading the pivotal point of definition. They do so while making statements which are not only untrue, but at times physically impossible. In their findings on page 2, FAT-D cites the fact that FTISB previously examined a forced reset trigger, from name redacted, but of course you can look it up because it gives you the patent number 10514223, and determined it to be a combination of parts designed and intended for converting a weapon into a machine gun, and therefore a machine gun as defined in the GCA and NFA. This citation is obviously a leap in logic, which is being offered as support for their later stated opinion that the Rare Breed FRT is a machine gun. The reason that I find this disturbing is the fact that ATF's FTISB, previously known as FTB, has commonly reversed themselves months or even years later as to their opinions of other items as firearms under the purview of the NFA, and then back again in some cases. In this respect, how can logic dictate that item B should be classified as something because item A previously was, since item A can later be reclassified as something else? Also, I find it disturbing that ATF takes so much liberty with the use of the words classify and classification as they refer to a device or item. While it is the court which is the finder of the fact, ATF serves to give opinions as to which definition or class, if any, an item falls according to the definitions in the CFR and the U.S. Code. They are supposed to do this according to their training and experience by applying the required elements contained in the given definition, and by further taking notice of the adjectives and adverbs found in said definition, which further qualify as a given element or elements. However, the classification of an item as to whether it satisfies a given definition is an act which can be performed by anyone with enough command of English to read the definition in detail and comprehend its nuances, along with enough knowledge of the mechanical features of the item in question. This is a feat easily done by many laypersons, and especially by those in the firearm industry. However, due to the lack of one or both of these abilities, individuals and companies have acquiesced to ATF for decades, asking them to make such determinations or classifications for them. In years of being a paid consultant for a number of licensed firearm manufacturers, I've repeatedly seen FAT-D take great advantage of the opportunity to get away with classifying or ruling items to be something that it does not satisfy the definition of. They are often completely subjective in their findings. This has clearly been the result of the latitude that FAT-D has been afforded by those with insufficient knowledge to apply the item to the definition themselves. Countless times FAT-D has taken advantage of the opportunity to call something as they prefer it to be classified when either no one knew better or was afraid to challenge them or could not afford to do to because ATF has numerous attorneys on salary who can bankrupt a challenger who would need to pay enormous legal fees. Too often, FAT-D also says that they determine something to be an NFA firearm based on elements which do not even appear in said definition. And a prime example where they waffle back and forth, on 11/26/12, ATF's FTB letter to Alex Bosco stated that the forearm brace does not alter the classification of a firearm and would not be subject to the NFA, although the intentional shouldering of the brace would. Then on 3/5/14, ATF's FTB letter to Sergeant Joe Bradley stated that even the intentional shouldering of a brace-equipped firearm would not violate the NFA. Then on 10/28/14, ATF's FTB letter to Eric Lemoyne again stated that should a person shoulder a brace as a stock, that it would be classified as a firearm within the NFA. Then on 3/21/17, ATF's FTB letter to Mark Barnes stated that shouldering a firearm brace is not necessarily a violation. Then on 6/10/21, ATF filed an NPRM in the Federal Register proposing to make braces fall within the NFA. That's just the first page and a quarter of Dan O'Kelly's rebuttal to the ATF concerning them saying that the FRT trigger is a machine gun. And there are many more instances where Dan Kelly rips to shreds the ATF's determination that the trigger is a machine gun. And like I said, they either lie or they omit words from the legal definitions. Let me know in the comments section down below if you guys want me to do a part 2 of this video. Because like I said, there's a lot more of this in Dan O'Kelly's rebuttal. And if you enjoyed the video, or if I gave you some information you didn't know, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit those post notifications. And I will see you in the next video.